Hello, Magdi.
Hello, lovely to see you.
Yes,
Yes.
very, very glad to see you. And thank you so much for the beautiful satsang. I have a question. What can be helpful to full surrender?
For the full surrender. Yeah. So don't separate yourself from anything. Meaning, don't do what is not necessary. If it's necessary for you to get up and take care of dinner or prepare yourself for work or prepare your luggage for a trip or whatever, you do what is necessary. It is practical. It is simple. It may not be easy, it may be complicated. Sometimes you have to make an appointment with, somebody and make 5 phone calls and they put you on hold. It may not be easy, it may be a little bit complicated, but at the same time, it's simple. Which is very different from the psychological activities. Psychological activities, they arise from the notion that I am a mortal entity. I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm the body mind. And this assumption overlooks that I am consciousness, that I am the reality which perceived, the reality which is. So whenever we assume ourselves to be a physical entity or some sort of entity, a spiritual entity or a soul or some sort of definition, we cannot surrender. We can only defend and protect our entity. We have to protect our entity because I is very precious. I, consciousness, is the only precious thing there is. So an I, which is extremely precious, becomes a body mind, then the body mind becomes extremely precious. But then the body mind is going to die. Is getting sick, is getting old, is getting hungry, is getting tired. So then it becomes a conflict because you have something so precious and you see it in front of your eyes getting older, getting sick, getting tired, etc. You see. So it's not possible to surrender as an entity. As a personal entity, you can only struggle to make this entity safe, secure, healthy, successful, and you will fail. Why? Because it's an entity. Entities, they have a beginning and an ending. You see. So your question about surrender is rather to pay attention to how you define yourself. Do not define yourself in any way. Trust being not known. Trust to be not known. And the sense of me that's in the body, don't define yourself by that sense of me. Simply notice that this sense of me is an appearance to you. It appears to you. It appears to your awareness, your consciousness. And an appearance is like an image on the screen. It doesn't disturb the screen. There is a fire on the screen, like a movie with a fire. In the image, there's a big fire, but nothing is happening to the screen. So notice that the thoughts, the feelings, the sensations that arise to you, they're just appearances on the screen of awareness. And don't bother about surrendering, because you can only surrender as a person and you will fail. Consciousness is already free. It's not grasping onto anything. So it doesn't need to surrender. Oh my God, I'm holding, let go. Consciousness doesn't do that. Grasping and releasing is a habit that we have because we have defined ourselves, which is consciousness, very precious consciousness, as an entity. You see. So over and over, visit your understanding that you are this invisible awareness, not something which appears on the screen, not a woman, a person, it appears on the screen. You are the reality which perceives and which is and which knows it is. Everything else is less important. Recollect the understanding that we are speaking about now in your life. Recollect it, revisit it, become more and more familiar with that understanding, because understanding is liberating, is free. Understanding about consciousness, about reality, about I. And in your life, live as this universal presence. Don't worry, the body knows how to take care of itself. The body mind is wired for survival and for procreation up to a certain point where it dies. But in your life, live as this presence, as this freedom, as this joy, as this love, as this beauty. Don't live so much as a body or as a person. Live as presence. Live as the light of God. Live as this borderless consciousness, awareness, which is the one reality, our reality and the reality of everything. So explore that understanding, living that understanding. If you have any questions, you can ask about. But you have to explore living this understanding. Because the living of this understanding stabilizes this understanding and helps you in releasing some old habits, old patterns. It's by living the understanding. You become more and more familiar in your life with how to be in relationship, how to interact with people, how to interact with your body, how to interact with the world. Nothing is personal. Nothing is personal. Because there is no separate person.
Yes, this is extremely helpful, what you are saying, and I feel it very, very, very deeply. But nevertheless, I think I told you once about the situation, for example, in my life with my son, that is very, very, very difficult. And I see there are things in my life. Yesterday, I threw him out of my home because it didn't go together. I see that this is consciousness, but when two completely different lives come together, and this mother and son thing is so difficult, so heavy, then it is so, I don't know how to say it, because there is a deep love for him, but there is a recognition that I cannot live with him anymore. And this is, for me, this is so difficult. At one side, don't to react, to accept everything as it is, but also to accept oneself.
Yes.
I don't know if I can say.
No, love doesn't mean to be soft. Love can be tough love. Sometimes it's not tough love. Sometimes it is loving to take a solid stand. It may be acting. I'm not saying that you are, but sometimes we act out of fear. We act out of habits. We act out of beliefs rather than acting out of clarity. So there are times where it's really important to say no. It's very important to say, okay, I love you, but that is not a direction that we are going to continue, or a direction that I am going to continue.
Yes.
It may be more helpful to say that and to act from that place rather than acting from patterns that, okay, it is my son and I have to sacrifice myself to him no matter what. No. Of course, the love of a mother towards her child and the love of the child towards the mother, that is always there, irrespective of how things appear to be.
The most important really in my life now is really to wake up completely to this truth. I don't see something. I make also other things. I buy something, a new clothes, and I go something there and listen to a concert. But I see this is all outside of me. This is not the real purpose of this life. The real thing is to be completely in this truth, and not to live something I don't know, superficial.
Life is always inviting us to that understanding. Anytime we take a direction that doesn't make us happy, doesn't fulfill us, makes no sense to continue in that direction.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you have been attending these meetings for quite a while now, so you are in good company, and you have a good understanding So now in your life, you can explore how to live from that understanding. Yes, you are a mother, you love your son, he knows you love him, and he loves you, no matter what. And you can't sacrifice what's really crucial, what's really important for your son or for anything or anybody. Each one of us has our own path. So life is not external to us, you see. We are life. We are all of it. But we are not any part of it. We are not a part, separate segment, this separate part. So we don't need to defend or protect any part of life because we are life. And life doesn't mean any particular mindset or any particular experience. It's all of it. And when there is the understanding that we are life, then the tendency to protect and to defend it relaxes. And when it relaxes, we are relaxed. We are relaxed. And our environment relaxes with us. It's a magical. There is a relaxation in the feeling. You relate from a place of love and freedom, and celebration and joy. You deal with your relationship with others, relationship with your body, relationship with your environment. Graciously, graciously. Not too much effort. And it's an ongoing exploration. In life, we are constantly exploring how to live as life itself, not as somebody. So your son belongs to the universe. Your body, your mind belongs to the universe. Your body and the universe are not two. Your thoughts and the universe are not two. The universe is thinking. All our thoughts are the universe's thoughts. And you don't need to define yourself or limit yourself in any way. You don't need to. No worries. Worries and concerns are always about me as an entity. Worries and concerns. Me, my life, my money, my health, my children, no. When you need to do something, the universe will tell you, okay, time to go shopping. Time to tell your son, okay, good luck to you. I need some peace in my life. The universe tells you, it speaks to you directly. It doesn't go through your emotions, your negative emotions. No. If it's going through your negative emotions, that's because you are now somebody you need to protect his fear and worry and concern. But as life itself, there is no protection or fear and worry and concern as life itself. And you are life itself. You are life itself. That's what we are.
Thank you, Magdi.
Okay, Nina, lovely to see you.
Love you too. Love you very much. And thank you for your help.